So this is my persuasive speech. Don't start the timer yet. I'm in my car because my roommates are being noisy in my room and in the kitchen, and I don't really have anywhere else to go other than my car to get a clear spot. But here goes my speech. So this is why Michael Jordan still holds the throne of the best basketball player of all time over LeBron James. So some debates last forever, like the chicken, which came first, the chicken or the egg. It's seemingly as old as time and is discussed variously at many coffee shops and many other places. LeBron James and Michael Jordan is as often and as passionately discussed. LeBron has recently been very dominant, very good player, and has seen to put pressure on Michael Jordan in recent times. However, after thorough research, it is clear that Michael Jordan is the best player ever, and that's not just because he went to the best university this world has ever seen. When looking at LeBron and Jordan, you have to consider the basic and the advanced stats along with their teammates. So point number one, the most basic stat there is, that would be rings. Michael Jordan still has more rings than LeBron James. The simple fact is that 6 rings is greater than 4. Simple math there. While it would be futile and immature almost to say that that's the end of the discussion, you have to take account as to how they won these rings. Michael Jordan went to 6 finals and won 6 finals. LeBron has been to 10 finals so far in his career, has only won 4. Michael Jordan also never needed to game 7, the most amount of games a series can be played in the NBA, or 7 games. LeBron has needed 7 games twice to win almost half of his rings. To use an analogy to make my point here, if I take a test 6 times and pass that test 6 times, I am clearly a better student than the student who takes a test 10 times and only passes it 4. However, the argument of rings is too simple and too easily debated to say that's the end of the discussion. One must look at more advanced stats to show this superiority of Michael Jordan. First being player efficiency rating. That is a measurement of how productive a player is every minute around the floor. It is essentially a summary of every stat you can generate, adjusted for style of play and differences in era. Michael Jordan's player efficiency rating is 27.91, which is the best ever. LeBron comes in at a respectable 27.49, which is good enough for second place. But when looking at this stat, Michael Jordan has generated better stats on a permanent basis, being more efficient, while LeBron comes in at a close second. Looking at the other advanced metric to judge their greatness, BPM, or box plus minus, measures a player's contribution in points above league average per 100 possessions. This can be negative or positive given how well a player plays. Michael Jordan once again sits atop at 9.22. LeBron holds down second place at 8.93. In simpler terms, Michael Jordan beat the other team by more points every minute of his career than when he was on the floor than when LeBron does, or he just won by more points. But simply to just look at the advanced stats and the simple stats of these players would be incomplete, I would say. Sorry for the movement there. But you must look at the teammates of each of these players to see. Simple point being that LeBron had better teammates. Michael Jordan played with 2 prime Hall of Fame players, meaning that while Michael Jordan was playing with them, they were in their prime. Those 2 players being Scottie Pippen and Dennis Rodman. Dennis Rodman only played with 3 of his championships. Scottie Pippen was there for all 6. LeBron has played with 5 players who one could say with confidence that they are all going to be in the Hall of Fame. That would be Kyrie Irving on the Cavs, Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh on the Heat, Kevin Love once again on the Cavs, and Anthony Davis on the current Lakers team he has right now. MJ also played with one team, the Bulls. He never switched teams to get a ring. He stayed on his team. He only had 2 prime Hall of Fame players, and Dennis Rodman really just got rebounds, didn't really score that much. LeBron has switched teams 3 times to play with his buddies, and so he can succeed where he himself failed alone. The advanced stats show that their teammates are considerably better as well, or LeBron's teammates were considerably better as well. Going back to player efficiency rating, LeBron's 5 best teammates are all in the top 100. Anthony Davis sits at 3rd all time. He's the highest on the list at 27.42, not that far behind LeBron's. And the lowest being Chris Bosh at 64th all time with 20.56. Michael Jordan's best teammate, Scottie Pippen, checked in at 132nd all time with 16.3. Dennis Rodman, his supposed second best teammate, does not break the top 250 all time. Given this breakdown of their teammates, given their stats, it is clear who the best player is in Michael Jordan. From the simplest stats being rings to the most complicated stats of their per minute basis and their teammates, it is clear that Michael Jordan is the best. This argument takes no credit away from LeBron. However, he's been really good the past couple of years. I myself grew up watching him and his greatness. I never got to see Michael Jordan play. But when doing research, it is clear that Michael Jordan is the best ever. And that's not just because he went to the best dang university of all time. I'm sure this debate will go on far after I give this speech. But given that facts don't lie and the research conducted, there appears to be a clear winner.